Alright, so I've been pretty MIA the past few days, but boy, do I have a story to tell. Okay, buckle up. Okay, so basically that guy that I went on a date with where everything went well and stuff, I ended up not going out with him again because this is awful, but I just didn't think he was cute enough. Like, I thought I could do better. And basically, I got my karma, like, in full return for that. So here's what happened. So I started going out with this guy, okay? He was 23. And he said he was a virgin, okay? And I was like, for one, that's cap. Like, there's no way. And so, like, I knew, like, okay, obviously he's not, he's running game. You know what I mean? But here I am, like, I like the way he looked, okay? So, I mean, I fall short sometimes, too. You know what I mean? So, not saying I make the best choices. Anyways, okay, first date. We go to Tap. We go to the bar. We get drinks. Great date. Super sweet guy. I was like, And then he kind of opens up about the virgin thing, and I'm still, like, not really believing it, right? I'm not believing it, because, like, that's fucking cap. Anyway, so then he says basically, like, yeah, like, I'm waiting for marriage. I was in a long-term relationship from 15 to 21 with, you know, my ex or whatever, and, you know, I was waiting not because, like, of my relationship with God, but because she wanted to. Turns out she was fucking the crew. Oh, okay, so she was down to fuck, just not him. Got it. So, like, I felt bad for him or whatever. But then, okay, that was the first date. Cool. Very nice guy. Very sweet to me, right? Second date. 2 days later. We go on another date. We go to B-Dubs to watch football. By the way, this is PayPal Man. The guy that sent me that money randomly, okay? When he was drunk. All right, anyways. Cool. We go to B-Dubs. We watch football. His team's playing. Have some drinks. I'm just chilling. I was like, I don't like football, but I'm going to look at my phone. That's cool. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Just want you here with me. Cool. All right. So then after that, we go to Paducah. He takes me to this really nice restaurant. Okay. I'll put a picture up right here of what the table looked like. Food ended up being trash, but he was doing all the right things. I'll give him that because, like, hear me out. For one, I'm 30, so I will never beat the cougar allegations. Never. Okay. But the men my age, they look like fucking shit or they have a bunch of kids. So I was like, sorry, like, maybe I'm a lustful man too, low key. Anyways, so then, he literally is doing all the things, like, we're holding hands. He does that thing where, like, when a man walks in front of you, he reaches back with his hand and, like, reaches for you. Like, really cute shit. I'm like, okay, period. Like, we love that. And, like, I can't stress enough that I was there because of how he looked, okay? Like, 23 is definitely way too young for me. My bad. Okay. Anyways, so then, after we go eat in Paducah, we come back to Murray to my house. We're just chilling. I mean, we kiss and stuff, a little bit of making out, nothing crazy, right? Okay. So it's like 9:45 and he's like, hey, I think I'm going to head home soon because he lives an hour away. And I was like, that's cool. And then this was a red flag, but I ignored it because I'm low-key toxic. Okay. He's like, if I leave right now, you're not going to hang out with another guy, are you? I was like, no, I'm just going to go watch TikTok in bed. Because, like, for real, that's what I was going to do. Tell me why. Shortly after that conversation before he left, I received this. Bro tagged me. He straight up tagged me because he was worried I was going to go do something else. And I'm sorry, like, I'm all for busting it down, but fucking don't leave a mark on me. I'm not 15. You know, I hate that. So, anyways, whatever. We are hanging out the following day. We had plans, like, we might go out to eat, we might go see a movie, and then we want to go see Christmas lights. Cute. Love Christmas lights. We love a man with a plan, okay? No. So then he fucking comes over. He gets to my house at like 2:15, okay? Oh, I forgot to say this. Okay, on the second date, he brought up the whole virginity thing, and I'm like, I at this point, not gonna lie, I was believing him. I was like, oh, like, he got fucked over, and he's like, whatever. God, it's embarrassing. But anyways, okay. He said, honestly, I don't really want to wait for marriage. I just would rather it, like, since I've waited so long, I'd rather be, like, kind of in a long-term relationship. And I would rather, you know, it's still, like, not just be, like a random hookup type deal. And I was like, cool. Because, okay, as many dates as I have went on, I have not cracked a soul. Okay. And I don't have, like, a vow with God or anything. Don't get it twisted. I just, like, I don't want to be, like, degraded. You know what I mean? Like, low-key, like, corny, but I'm looking for love. Okay? Okay. So, anyways, so then I was like, all right, so it's, like, not, like, really a God thing. He's just, you know, cool. Anyways, he comes over. And, like, we hadn't talked about what we were doing, like, that day, yesterday. So, I was just, like, I was dressed and ready, but I didn't have shoes on or anything. So, he comes to my house, okay? And I just, like, I open the door, and, like, I'm just kind of standing there, and, like, hey, what are you doing? Hi, you know, whatever. And then he's like, oh, what are you watching? Because I had the TV on. Okay. For background noise. Anyways, we ended up not going anywhere. We went nowhere. Okay. And then, so he was literally... This is where shit went south, okay? Because he has been so sweet to me this whole time. So sweet. Literally, he will kiss my forehead, my cheeks. He tells me how beautiful and stunning and pretty I am. He kisses my hands even. How cute is that, right? Bro was playing the whole time, okay? Because, like, mind you, the night before, we had, like, made out and whatever. Cool. Like, I'm a grown woman. It's fine. Okay, but anyways, this time, fucking 10 or 15 minutes into being at my house, he's fucking, like, trying to get hot and heavy. And, like, full disclosure, like, I'm down to clown, okay? I shaved yesterday morning. I had a matching bra and panties on. I know ball, okay? I was not going to crack, though. And to be honest, I didn't really think, like, that was on the table. Like, I don't crack that soon anyways. 3 dates, let's be for real. But a little mess around... I'll have a little mess around. Okay. But anyways, okay, so then it was, like, getting, like, hot and heavy, and, like, it honestly, like, it was getting to the point where it was getting on my nerves, because, like, I felt like I was fighting off a dog in heat. Okay? That's how it felt. And, like, you could tell that he was, like, getting frustrated about it, and, like, now, after messing around with him a little bit, okay, he was a virgin. And because, like, it was just giving a little bit inexperienced type shit, you know what I mean? But also, like, literally when we started doing stuff, bro was shaking. And I called him out. I was like, why are you shaking? I was like, do I make you nervous? Okay. So anyways, like, there was times where it was like, he was like, I'm just gonna say it. I'm too comfortable here. He was like, I want you so fucking bad. I got a hair on my lip. He's like, I just want to fuck you so bad right now. I want you so fucking bad. I want to fuck the shit out of you. And just like this, doing a lot. He was doing a lot. Okay. And so fucking, yeah. Anyways, then it got to the point where I was like, no, like, chill. Like, here, let's sit up. Like, you're doing too much. Let's sit up. He got mad. Okay, and also I conditioned this man to think that I didn't give a fuck what he was doing on his phone. That's what you do. You don't look from the beginning, okay? You make them feel comfortable, think that you don't care what they're doing. Okay, so then the last time that I told him to get the fuck off me, he gets off me and goes to the other end of the couch, and he's comfortable thinking I'm not going to look at his phone because I never have, not once. So I see him fucking change a contact in his phone. It was somebody, maybe a buddy or something. He changed it, removed their contact photo, and changed the name to Dad. And I was like, maybe he's just fucking like maybe he's getting notifications from some bitch and don't want me to see it. No. Bro staged a level 10 emergency so that he could leave because he didn't get what he wanted, right? And mind you, while he was doing that, I'm in the group chat like, yo, like, I've been having to fight him off. Like, granted, I egged him on a little bit, but, like, if I said no, I said no. Okay? He stages a level 10, right? Okay, he's like flashes the screen at me and it said something about from Dad. Okay, from Dad. Somebody fell down the stairs. I need you to come home right now. And so I literally did not give him the reaction he wanted. He's like, I gotta go, and showed that, and I was like, okay, because I had already seen him change the contact photo, so I knew some shit was going down, right? Okay, so anyways, yeah, then we're gonna have to do a part 2. Hold on.
When my mom was 18, she had a one-night stand with a dude who then ghosted her. And a couple weeks later, she's like, oops, my boobs are sore. She finds out she's pregnant. By the way, protection was used. Okay? It was used. And I'm the baby who I guess really wanted to be here. So she contacts the dude and she's like, I'm pregnant. And he says, whoa, my parents will not pay for college if they find out that you're pregnant. She says, cool, I guess I'm gonna do this alone. So my mom decides to do it on her own, and so she raises me. Fast forward 4 years, and we moved to a city about an hour away from where all this happened so that my mom can go to college. My mom was like punk, hippie, alternative. We're in Tennessee, so it's conservative. Especially back then, the alternative crowd like found each other. His girlfriend, I don't want to say my dad because that's not what he is, so I'm gonna call him Dick. So Dick's girlfriend was on like the outskirts of that crowd. My mom and his girlfriend knew of each other. They were like friends of friends. that type of thing. My mom never said anything. She never said, your boyfriend is my daughter's dad. They were frequently at the same things, the same hangouts, and I was also there because my mom's a single mom. What else is she gonna do? So I was like the little cute punk 4-year-old running around in a tie-dye. His girlfriend also knew who I was and was around me too. Then Dick decides that he wants to marry his girlfriend, but he has something he wants to tell her before they get married because he's been keeping a little secret. I shit you not, before he could even get the words out, she said to him, Julia is your daughter. He looked at her and he was like, she told you, meaning my mom. She was like, no, she didn't. She looks just like you. Can you imagine dating someone and you keep seeing this little cute ass kid running around and you're just like, why does that look exactly like my boyfriend? That is wild. Anyway, he was never in my life. He never wanted to be in my life. He never will. But one time when I was 17, my mom told me that he wanted to meet me and I was really scared, but obviously 17-year-old girl wants her dad to want her. So we decided to meet up and get coffee. And we had been texting a little leading up to that. And I was just, of course, very nervous, but like hopeful and excited. So we're talking and I'm like paying attention to all the ways that like I look like him, and I was like, oh my god, we hold our cup the same way. I thought it went really well and I was very excited and I was like, holy shit, do I have a dad now? He never texted me again. He ghosted me. 2 weeks after I met him at the coffee place, I go to Kohl's, motherfucking Kohl's. I'll be damned if I don't see Dick just right there. I was like, oh my god, hey Dick, you want to know what he does? I bet you'll never guess. He looks at me and he acts like he has no idea who I am. He pulls this little number. Hello. And that's when I shut down all emotion. I didn't want to ever feel disappointment or anything ever again. So I shut it down until I turned like 30. Anyway, I am looking for a therapist if anyone has any recommendations, unrelated to what I just told you.
I was running errands with my mom and I was in the car with her and my dad called and I guess he didn't know I was in the car. And so he was just talking to my mom like normal, like, oh, what'd you do today? And she was like, oh my god, I just finished cleaning the room and like I'm halfway done cleaning our bedroom and I deep cleaned the bathroom, like I'm so tired. And my dad, my nose is literally running because I'm about to like yak from the thought of it. But my dad goes, oh, like, don't worry, I'll reward you later. Like, mind you, my bedroom shares a wall with my parents' bedroom. Like, oh my god, nobody talked about this part of post-grad. Like, please get me the fuck out of here.
Get ready with me to go to the police station and write a report of how I got jumped by 2 guys. I was in 7th period and I sat down and everything, and there's these 2 guys that are in my 7th period. I'm friends with these guys, you know, we talk every day. I had sat down and they started asking for my AirPods, like to borrow them for class or whatever. I said no, because I wanted to use my AirPods for that class. They proceeded to keep asking me. I kept saying no. A little bit goes by and I went to go lay down because my head was hurting. And I was laying there for a few minutes, you know, just closing my eyes. And I, you know, feel one of their hands go in my pocket and steal my AirPods. I was like, what? Got up, like sat up to, you know, get my AirPods back. I was asking him, like, yo, give me back my AirPods. Kept saying no. After that, the other boy that, you know, didn't grab them from my pockets pushed me down, like, by my head. And I had gotten up to ask for my AirPods again. I was like, bro, like, why are you pushing me? And he proceeded to grab me by my hair and pull me down. Like, and after that, I got up to, like, say something to him. And he grabbed me by my hair again and pulled me down. After that, he had started hitting me, slapping me. He pulled me by my hair. He was kicking me. He was punching me in the face. He was slapping me. And he had gotten up and stomped on my face. That's why, my nose was all like this. After he had stomped on my face, I stayed there for a second in like shock basically. And what's it called? I looked at mine went like that, and my nose was bleeding. And I mean like a lot. The other boy, he didn't really do as much as the first boy, but he still like pushed me and stuff, but not as bad as the first boy. And after I realized my nose was bleeding, I sat up, and they saw and they got shocked. What do you expect? You stomped on my face. And after that, they started, laughing and taking pictures of me. And then they had grabbed their shirts and wiped my nose, so nobody would see that my nose was bleeding. And after that, I had grabbed a tissue. Mind you, teacher did not see nothing. She didn't say anything. How did you not just see me get jumped? After that, I went to go get a tissue, and I sat away from them. I sat next to my friend Tyler on the floor, behind this extra teacher desk type thing. And they started asking where I was, and the teacher never even looked around to see me, never nothing. And after that, a girl had told the teacher where I was, and she told them. The boy that had, stomped on my face went over there. After that, the teacher had basically yelled at me to, go sit back down in my seat. Mind you, still not even looked at me. And the boy that didn't really do anything, he was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I basically yelled. I was like, you know what happened? And the teacher, she was like, you made her nose bleed? And he said no, and she just let it go. After that, my nose was still gushing blood. And I went up to the teacher's desk to ask, can I go to the bathroom to go clean up? And she said yes. She saw my face, but she looked down so quickly. Didn't say nothing, didn't ask if I was okay. And, I went to the bathroom. When I came back, there was 4 minutes left of class. And after the bell rang, I heard the boy that had stomped on my face start laughing with his friends, telling them that, he beat up a girl. And I was walking, and I went to go with a bunch of my friends, and they had asked what happened because my nose was gushing out blood. And him and his friends had come up to me and laughing at me, and I kicked the shit out of the guy that stomped on my face. Well, I didn't kick him hard, but I still kicked him. After that, his friend had kicked me really hard in the back of my leg, I almost fell down. And after that, a bunch of kids had went to go tell the office, but the office didn't calm me down, didn't nothing. After all that, I had went to the nurse and everything, and she helped me, and then I went to practice, and everybody there knew, and they were all super mad. And I had called my mom to tell her what happened, and after that she picked me up and we went straight to the ER. And after that, I got my thing done on my nose. It's really bad, and ever since that, the guy that had stomped on my face never reached out, never nothing. But the guy that didn't really do anything, reached out, he apologized and everything. And I'm not, mad at him because he didn't really do anything. But I am mad that he didn't try to stop it, didn't try to do nothing. He didn't try to help me. But right now, I'm just basically got done. I just need to change, getting ready to go to the police station and go file my, report. And I am pressing charges on that boy. Bye, y'all.
Day from hell, but really it's just a night and it just happened, and I just want to talk about it because what the fuck just happened. Imagine, you go to the gym and it's really busy, and so you end your workout early because you know what, you're tired. It's whatever. You did core, you did a decent amount of arm workouts, okay? I decide I want to go treat myself to some Wendy's. I haven't had a Baconator in my mouth for years, so, well, probably not years, but like a long time. So I was like, let me go get a Baconator. I go and I get said Baconator and I sit down and I start eating. But when I first got my food, there was this, who I presume is a homeless man. I really don't know. I'm not for sure. He comes up and he says he likes my Adidas. I also really like Adidas. So I was like, oh, thank you. And he was wearing Adidas. And he was like, see, I got Adidas too. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I thought I was like, bonding with this little homeless man. And I was thinking about buying him food. But I wasn't going to, like, make eye contact with him while I sat down and ate because I low-key just wanted to eat. And then maybe if I was going to buy him food, I would, like, buy it when I was about to leave, right? Because he was obviously just sitting in the lobby, like, eating chips. So I keep, looking up. And because, like, he's, like, staring at me, dead staring at me. But I don't look at him for that long. Like, I'll just be, like, because, like, I'll look up and I'll see that he's staring at me. And I'm like, okay. So he probably just wants me to buy him food. And he just keeps moving closer to me. He started off, like, over in some other table, and then he moved over to the little, like, fire pit area right by the door and, like, all the Wendy's, like, where it's got the fake fire pit. And then he moved up to one of the booth thingies, tables. I was in one of those, but in the one, like, diagonal to him, so I could see everything going on right there, right? And trigger warning, I guess this is some kind of assault, but basically I look up because I'm watching my YouTube video. I've been watching it for maybe like 15 minutes, okay? And this man is staring at me, right? And I look up and we made eye contact and I see movement. And I look down and he got a movement just going, just all up on his own, just jerking it, just staring at me, just dead. But it was more like this, because he was under his jacket, and then as he makes eye contact with me and I look down, he slows down and, like, brings it to a stop, and he's just staring at me. And then I got up and I went to the bathroom and I called my mom. And then she told me to call the police. So I called the campus police. And they came. And now I'm back in my dorm. So yeah, night from hell. I'm never going back to Wendy's ever again.
I'm gonna get ready, but I thought it would be fun if I did a day in hell, but you're a teenage girl in a high school relationship. Okay, first period starts at 8:40. You wake up late, you check the time, it's already 8:10, you have to leave your house at 8:20. You already know that your eyes are super puffy from last night because you and your boyfriend just got in a huge argument over the smallest thing ever. You feel your eyes, they're almost swollen shut. It's around winter time, so you're already going through, like, seasonal depression, and he's also in football off season right now, so he should have already texted you in the morning. You check your phone, there's no text. Not an I love you, not I'm sorry, nothing. If you could, you would just sit in your bed and cry some more, but you're already running late, so you run to the bathroom, you look in the mirror, you have a fat pimple in the middle of your head. Like, it's so big that like, no amount of makeup will cover it. You use the restroom, you start your period. On top of everything, the swollen eyes, the fat pimple, the period, you're gonna have insane cramps all day, and you're late. You rush to get ready as quick as you can. Like I said, no amount of makeup was able to cover the pimple. You're driving at this point because you're 16, so like I said, it's winter, it's cold. You go outside, your car door is frozen shut. You have to call out your dad to help you open it. He finally opens it, you get in your car, but since everything is frozen, you have to wait a solid, like, 10 minutes for everything to heat up. At this point, school is starting in, like, 5 minutes, and you live 15 minutes away. Okay, you bust your butt to school, you make it, you're late to class. Okay, it's sophomore year. You walk into class, your first period is world history, and you sit down, and she asks the class, are you ready for your DBQ? You knew you had a DBQ, and she told you guys in advance that you could have time to prepare, and she gave you what topic it would be on. You totally forgot, and it's one of the biggest topics, and you are not good at it. You write your DBQ, you know it's terrible, but at least it's over, right? Luckily, your next period is blow-off period, so you go and see if your boyfriend has finally texted you. Spoiler alert, he hasn't. By this point, second period is over, you're going to your third period, which is AP Chem. You have an FRQ in AP Chem. You think you're ready, you open the FRQ, you know nothing. The test was horrible. AP Chem is over, it's time for lunch. You're scrolling on TikTok, whatever, you're talking with your friends, you get a notification. You hope and pray that it's your boyfriend, but it's your best friend. So this best friend goes to the same school as your boyfriend because you and your boyfriend don't go to the same school. She says, I'm so sorry I have to tell you this, but he's been talking with this one girl in the halls all day. She's like, I saw it firsthand, and then some of my friends say they saw it a couple of days before. You're genuinely confused because you're like, what? Tears are running through your head. You're like, what did I do wrong? Like, is this why he's not talking to me? He already found someone new. You text him about it, and he completely denies it. He denies everything. He says, no, I don't even talk to her. Like, I barely even know who she is. Then you get added to the guy's group chat with him and all his friends. They start spamming videos and pictures of him walking and talking with this one girl in multiple situations, like different times. At this point, you're trying not to have a panic attack in the middle of the lunchroom. Tears are running down your face. All your friends are like, are you okay? Like, we were just talking. You leave all your stuff, you sprint to the bathroom, and you just start bawling. You're now ugly crying. Your boyfriend is saying, no, none of this is true. Like, I swear it wasn't like that. As you have picture evidence of everything. You hear the bell ring. You're in B lunch, and you realize, shit, I didn't bring my bag. You're trying to think of literally anybody that could be in C lunch that would have, like, be able to get my bag. You cannot think of a single person. You do the walk of shame out of the bathroom. You have streaks of tears going down your face. Your makeup is chopped. Like, everything is chopped. You're looking homeless because it's cold outside, so you're in sweats and sweatshirt. And, of course, where your bag is, it's at the table with your ex and all his friends. You're embarrassed. You're chopped. You call your dad. You're like, can I please leave school? Like, I can't do this right now. He says, no, you can't miss any more school because you're going to have to miss days later because you have volleyball tournaments. You go about the rest of your school day. You're looking ugly. Your makeup is all gone. You have another test in AP Art History. School's finally over. You rush out to your car. You look at your windshield. Bird poop all over it because you parked under the tree today. Mind you, it's frozen solid because it's winter. You're trying to wipe the bird poop off with the water, and it's literally turning to ice and slush every time you spray the water on your windshield. You get home, you go to your room. You don't want to eat your parents' dinner because you're sick to your stomach. They don't really think much of it, but your boyfriend calls you freaking out, and he's like, no, like, please, I swear it wasn't like that. I didn't even know that she liked me. I do my research on this girl. I go through her repost, and I see one that says, my man's in prison. He's not in jail. He's just in the wrong relationship. Yeah. You're over it. You're over the BS. You check your grade in Skyward, and you see that you got a 50 on your FRQ. Your DBQ, you got a 3 out of 7. Like, this day just can't get any worse. You go to sleep, you wake up at like 3 a.m., you see that your boyfriend wrote your huge long paragraph, and you think he's genuinely sorry, so you accept it, you guys stay together, but nothing changes, and you keep finding new information later on about different girls. But you're naive, so you stay with him, and yeah, that's my day now.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about why you should always trust your gut feeling. This video is about to be long. So, as some of you guys know, because of a TikTok I posted a couple days ago, I dated a guy who had a long-term girlfriend before me. Completely fine, whatever, you know? He's looking for people to be with. He's obviously over her, right? No. So, let's start the story, guys, of all the things that happened while I was with him. For 2 months, a month and a half. And there's a lot. So, let's start at the very beginning. So he had added me on Snapchat, and I live 4 hours from him, and I was visiting my dad for the summer, 3 weeks in the summer, in Boca. So, yeah. He lives close to Boca, so, like, in the area, so we're like, oh, we can hang out, like, perfect. My friend, like, it's not, like, a complete stranger, like, I know people who knew him that went to his school, like, I know he's not, like, weird, whatever, so, anyways, we ended up meeting up, and hanging out, and we had so much fun together. It was really fun, like, those 3 weeks were really fun, but he keeps asking me, post a TikTok, like, we should make a TikTok together, like, can we post a TikTok? Before I even came down, he was like, am I gonna be worthy enough for the TikTok? And I was like, that's kind of weird, but, like, I don't really care, like, sure, I'll post you on TikTok, like, I'll post anyone on my TikTok, I don't care. So, you know, I come down and we're hanging out, and we're in his hot tub. A lot of you probably remember this video. I posted a video of us lip-syncing in a hot tub, and it blew up, like, within the couple hours, it blew up. Didn't know I should be scared of that. So, you know, the next day, I get added by a girl on Snap. Yeah. Hey girl, I saw your TikTok on my For You page with, let's call him, hold on. We're just gonna call him Lime. So she texts me, hey girl, I saw your TikTok with Lime, and I just want to text you about it. How does she know his name? What the heck? She tells me she knows him, and he got with her friend. Like, literally a week before I met him, he got with her friend. What? So I'm like, okay, like, what? Like, are you, yeah, I'm sure, like, made a group chat with the other girl, like, I got sent all this stuff, she was telling me, like, everything, and I don't see why a girl would go out of her way to lie about that. There's no reason for it, you know? But I opened the messages in front of him, and I was just, like, looking at my phone, like, what? And he was looking over my shoulder, he was like, what? That's not true, I don't even know who that is, I don't even know those people, like, that's not true, blah, 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 and I was like, bro, what? Like, just tell me the truth, like, please, like, you know? So I went home, and I was, like, just thinking about this, and I just got more and more information from her, and I was like, just tell me the truth, and he was like, okay, like, all we did was kiss, like, that's it, that's all we did, that's all we did, all the other stuff she's saying isn't true, like, she's just mad that I dropped her and ghosted her, and this and that and that. So, you know, I'm getting this awful gut feeling that he's not telling the truth, that they, like, you know, did everything that she said, and, yeah. I should have listened to my gut feeling, but I didn't. He was being very manipulative, and I believed him. That I was like, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It was before me. I'm just upset that he's lying about it, but you know what? It's okay. Like, I'll believe him that all they did was kiss, and I'll spend my next, like, week here, like, happy and try to just get past everything, and, you know, he'll show me that he's loyal, this and that, whatever. So, yeah, I didn't end things with him when I should have. That's my mistake, and everything got so much worse from there. By the way, we weren't dating yet. So, whatever, we hang out, everything's fine. I'm obviously, like, a bit weirded out about it, but I'm like, I'm just gonna drop it. I go back up to where I live, like, another week later, and we're on the phone together. You know, we called all the time, like, whatever. So we're on the phone, and this girl adds me on Snap. Funny. I say, literally as a joke, I'm like, this girl just added me on Snap. I hope she's not adding me to text me about you. Spoiler, she was. So she texts me. First of all, I asked him, hey, do you know this girl? We're gonna call her Avocado. Hey, do you know this girl Avocado blank? And I, like, dropped her last name as well. And he was like, no, I've never heard of that girl. Like, okay, like, I hope she's not adding me to talk to me about you. That's what I said. So, of course, I add her back. I add back every single girl because I'm literally traumatized, and, you know. So, I add her back, and she texts me, hey, I hate to be that girl, I hate to be that person, but me and blah, blah, blah were just, like, together, like, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago. It's been 3 weeks since I've been hanging out now, so. Oh my gosh, that was an accident. And I was like, no way. What? She was like, yeah, I saw your TikTok, and we were literally, like, I was literally in his hot tub with him, and I was like, what? By the way, when I was in that hot tub with him, I had asked him, like, how many girls do you bring in this hot tub? None. You're the first one. You're the first guy I've ever brought in my hot tub. Clearly not. And she tells me that they were, like, texting, and she would, like, you know, hang out with him a lot, and they were, getting with each other, and I was like, wow. So I was like, she was like, yeah, I have a video of us in the hot tub. So she sent me the video, and I texted him and I asked him, what, like, this girl's telling me that you and her, like, were in your hot tub, like, together, like, and you guys have, like, hooked up and all this stuff, like, in your hot tub. And he was like, no, it's not true, like, I don't even know who that girl is. And then eventually I got him to admit that, like, he knew who the girl was. And then he was like, yeah, all we did was kiss, like, that's it. Like, I talked to her for maybe a week, like, I didn't talk to her for long. So I was like, were you in the hot tub with her or not? No, I wasn't. So I sent him the video, the TikTok of them in the hot tub together. His response, oh. What? So yeah, I'm like, this is crazy that 2 girls have now texted me about this guy that I've only known for a month. Like, this is insane. Like, what is going on? And so I was like, I'm not doing this with you. Like, tell me the truth about what happened. Like, I know the truth. Like, tell me the truth, or I'm blocking you and never talking to you again. Which is what I should have done, but whatever. So he ends up telling me the truth. Everything she said was true. And so I am just like, wow. So I don't talk to him for a couple of days. And he's, like, begging for me back and, like, begging for forgiveness and all this stuff. And I'm, like, a very forgiving person, but it's, like, and it's, like, that was all before I was with him. But it's, like, when you lie about, so, like, I hate liars. Like, don't lie to my face, especially when I know the truth. Like, why are you lying to my face? But so I ended up forgiving him, and he ended up coming to my house, like, the next, like, month, because he was going on a vacation, and he ended up coming to my house the next month. So I ended up seeing him again, and yeah, I'm gonna have to make a part 2 just because I know this is really long, but I'm gonna post the part 2 shortly, so yeah. But definitely watch it because there's a lot more to this story. We haven't even got past the good parts. The good parts.
Me sophomore. Me 16. Boy junior. Boy 17. Me like boy. Boy like me. Me boy, boyfriend, girlfriend. Me love boyfriend. Boyfriend love me. Me boyfriend spend summer together. Me boyfriend very happy. Me junior. Boyfriend senior. Me love boyfriend. Me boyfriend hang out. Boyfriend go home. Boyfriend say, I go bed at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Me believe him. Next day, me boyfriend hang out. Boyfriend take nap. I go on boyfriend phone. Me no search through phone. Me trust boyfriend. Me love boyfriend. Me play block blast. Me phone dead. Boyfriend get text. Boyfriend friend say, how was your night? Boyfriend went to bed at 8:30. Me wake boyfriend up. Me ask boyfriend, what do last night? Nothing. Boyfriend go back to bed. Me get scared. Boyfriend friend keep texting. Me wake boyfriend up. Boyfriend, what'd you do last night? Boyfriend start crying. Me really scared. Boyfriend cry. Boyfriend did hard drugs behind my back. Me really sad. Me hate liar. Boyfriend liar. Me forgive. Me stupid. Me dumb. Me boyfriend keep date. Me still love boyfriend. Boyfriend still love me. Me love boyfriend. Me go on boyfriend phone again. Boyfriend watch stuff on OnlyFans. Not girlfriend. Me sad. Me really sad. Boyfriend lie again. Me find out. Me forgive. Me stupid. Me dumb. Me boyfriend keep date. Me love boyfriend. Me want marry boyfriend. Me want rest of life with boyfriend. Boyfriend go on cruise. Boyfriend no cheat on cruise. Boyfriend cheat on cruise. Boyfriend lie a lot. Me no find out till many month later. Boyfriend come back. Boyfriend evil now. Boyfriend mean now. Boyfriend yell now. Boyfriend do lot drugs now. Boyfriend lie more now. Me boyfriend fight. Me boyfriend grow resentful. Me think boyfriend bum. Boyfriend break up with me. Me boyfriend still love each other. Me boyfriend no get back together. Me meet new boy. Me like new boy. Me talk new boy. New boy mutual with ex-boy. How you know ex-boy? New boy went on cruise with ex-boy. New boy tell me ex-boy cheated on me on cruise. Me knew it. Me find out boyfriend cheated on me all that time. Me no give a fuck. Me think breakup was best thing ever happened to me. Me happy. Me successful. Me dream job. Me dream college. Ex-boyfriend community college. Ex-boyfriend still do lots drugs. Ex-boyfriend sad. Ex-boyfriend get little chubby. Ex-boyfriend bum. Me happy. Me successful.
That's what they saying.
Who said that?
Alright guys, it's time. It's time. I've been wanting to make this video for kind of a long time now, and I just haven't had the right time, and like I've just been having to process everything and heal through everything, and I am finally ready to talk about what happened to me and what happened to me over this past year, because it's kind of insane. It's a long story. It is really like confusing. I might have to make this into 2 parts just because of how many things have happened, and just there's so many different people involved and whatever. For the safety of those people, a few of them, the victims, I will not be sharing their names, but I will be name dropping the guy who did this to me, because I really don't care. And if you're seeing this, like, to be honest, because yeah. I also made like a little timeline so I don't get too mixed up, and so it makes a little more sense because I will get confused. Alright, so we start off in September of 2024, which was last year. And so one of my best friends, her name is Molly. She's the best. I love her. She kind of like knew this guy. They like kind of have crossed paths before, and like they kind of knew each other. This guy's name is Brady, and he one day told her that he thought I was cute, and we didn't really like ever talk. I probably like talked to him one time before, like nothing crazy, just like saying hi. He kind of knew some of my friends, so we like chatted in a group one time. Anyway, she said that he thought I was cute, and so she told me that, and I was like, oh, like that's so cool, like he's cute too. But like saying that, thinking nothing would happen of it, just saying like, oh, he's cute, like I'd go for that, like not thinking I actually would, and nothing would happen. Anyways, one day I'm like getting ready to go out with my friends, and on Snap I get put into this group chat with my friend Molly, and then Brady, and then his friend. And I was like, what in the world? I was like kind of freaking out. Anyway, Brady texts in the group chat, and he says that we're gonna run a double date because there's a Salt Flats event happening in like a week. So he put us in the group chat for that. I was so stoked out of my mind. I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's so cute. But like I said that not thinking anything would happen, and like all of a sudden I'm in a group chat with him and we're going on a double date. Like I was so excited. Anyway, the day comes where we go to the Salt Flats, and they pick us up. Brady and his friend pick me and Molly up, and we're driving to the Salt Flats. We're hitting things off, like just like a double date. Like it's just fine. We're just talking about like getting to know each other and stuff. Anyways, the Salt Flats happens, and we all spend the night there. Like everyone is spending the night there. It's like a huge like event. It was like a fight night. It was something kind of just dumb, but we all spent the night there. And me and Brady, like I was thinking we would go on this and then like I would never talk to him again, and that's kind of like what I was planning on, because I was a freshman in college and I did not want to date anybody. Anyway, we actually talked that entire night, and like we really hit it off. And so like after that we started hanging out every single day. We started texting every day, like doing all of that. Anyway, the double date was like end of September, so now it's like October, and by now we're like talking. We're in that like talking stage, and so this was my shortest talking stage. We only talked for 2 weeks until he made it official, which, mind you, this is like my first real relationship throughout high school and like stuff like that. I only dated guys for a really short period of time. Like I only dated them for like a couple months, but this was like my first real relationship I was going into. I also think that he took advantage that it was my first relationship, and took advantage that I was kind of naive and didn't know like what red flags were. Anyway, so on October 6th, we make it official and he asked me to be his girlfriend. Nothing like, he didn't ask in a crazy way. And like, I actually really liked this guy because I only saw good things in him. Like, this is what I wanted in a man. We would always talk about like the church, and like he would tell me how much he loves God, and like one day he wants like a family, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have these same standards. He was meeting every standard. Poor me thought I was literally winning the lottery, because like this was the most respectful man I've ever talked to. He was like everything I wanted, and yeah, I was just really, really naive. And not just like church things, he also was really, really sweet. He took time to like hang out with me, which most guys I've talked to, they would just be like, not do that, not do that. And he was just seemed really genuine and honest. Anyways, Halloween rolls around, and my best friend Sienna, she comes into town to like hang out with me for Halloween. Her and Brady did not really hit it off. I could just tell, like, she never told me this until after the relationship, but she was just like, yeah, like I like him, but the vibes, you know, like they just weren't there. And it was coming from both ends, and she just never said anything to me, and I feel like that is a huge red flag when your best friend doesn't like your boyfriend, because they're always saying something that you don't. I really had those rose-colored glasses on, like, when I say so much so, like, so much so. So I had no idea what was going on, and seeing my best friend, like, not really, like, want to be around him or enjoying his presence, that should have been a red flag, but I ignored it. I ignored a lot of things in this relationship. We'll get to that though. Anyways, we get to November. I go out and visit his family for the first time. They live in a different state, and so we fly out together. It went really well. Like, I got to meet all of his family members. Well, most of the family members. I got to meet his best friend. Here's another red flag. I met his best friend, and what they do should also be a reflection of what your boyfriend does, because that's their best friend. The stories that Brady would tell me about his best friend were insane. It had a lot to do with like cheating on his girlfriends and just really getting around a lot, but Brady would always be like, no, like I don't do that, I have standards, and I believed him. Also, a side note, something that he started bringing up in November or December, one of those two, he would always brag to me about how good of a liar he is, which is really weird, but he would make it sound like not in a bad way. He would say things like, I just have the power of persuasion and I can use it really well, and like I can lie really well. And I was like, why are you saying that to me? I'm your girlfriend, and now like that's kind of weird to say. Of course, I had the rose-colored glasses on, so I overlooked this, and this was a huge thing that he kept saying during our relationship that I should have ended it over, because if they're bragging to you about how good of a liar they are, that is not good. That is not good. Anyways, Thanksgiving comes around, he meets my family. They love him. They all hit it off. They're like, oh my gosh, he's so in love with you. I'm like, I know, right? Like, he totally is. Yeah. Then December rolls around. We go on winter break. I go home to California. He goes where he's from. And this is kind of when he starts acting weird for the first time in our relationship. He's like snapping me, but it's really dry. He'll text me, but it's really dry. And it'll be like long time in between each time he would text me. And he just said he was having a really hard time, like just family things going on. And I was there. I was like, okay, like I got you. I'm here for you if you need to talk. Like I was totally there for them because I was an amazing girlfriend. Anyways, January comes around and we are back together, like we're back at home together, and like, mind you, we never broke up during winter break, okay? Everything goes back to normal, everything's the same. This is the first time though I noticed we were watching reels together one time, and he put his phone on Do Not Disturb, and he started doing that every single time he would be on his phone. But his excuse is that we don't want notifications like coming through because they're so distracting. I'm such an idiot because I was like, oh wait, yeah, you're so right. Like, that's normal. No, that is not normal. If your boyfriend does this, he's hiding something. There was also one instance in January where We woke up and me and my friends were going to rent skis. Mind you, we're all in the same friend group. And I started my period, so I was like, hey, Brady, could you go with them and rent my skis for me? Because I'm just really not feeling well, and I get really bad period cramps. And then he proceeds to call me lazy, and he gets angry at me, and then I end up getting up and having to go with them just because I was in pain, and he just wasn't really understanding about that, and yeah, he called me lazy. And that should have also been a red flag. Okay, I'm not even halfway done with the story. I'm gonna make a couple parts. They're up right now, so go ahead and watch them.
Can I give you a big hug? No, thanks.
Me 15, me freshman in high school, me see boy at church, me really like boy. Me find out boy my age, boy in my grade. Me give boy my number. Me and boy text. Me and boy send a lot of texts. My mom, me cave mom, she look through phone. She see text. She tell me no more talk to boy. Me really sad. Me really like boy. Me mom say, me can talk to boy again, but me cannot talk to boy like that. Me say, okay, me no talk to boy like that. 2 months later, me and boy date. Me and boy together. Me love boy. Me love boy so much. But me never kiss nobody. Me never do nothing with nobody. Me scared. Boy come to my house. Boy talk to my mom. Boy meet my family. Family really like boy. Boy kiss me. Me was like, oh my gosh. Me really love boy. Boy really love me. Me and boy date. Me and boy together for a long time. Summer come around. Me and boy, 1 week after being together. Me no like it. Me, it hurt real bad. Me no like it. Me and boy stay together. Me and boy together for a year. For a year and a half. But boy start getting really mean. Boy make everything about him. Boy yell at me. Boy make fun of my body. Boy tell me I'm fat. Boy tell me I need to lose weight. Boy measure me waist. And me become very insecure. Me very sad. Me very vulnerable. Me tell boy about all things that happened to me when I was little. When I was a little girl. Me tell boy about this. Well, boys start only wanting to when we're together. Me no like that. Me don't want to just do that. Me love boy. Me want to spend all my time with boy. Me want to marry boy. So me tell him yes. Well, me tell him no one time. He don't take no. He do it anyway. He tell me that when I sleep, he do things to me. Him do things to me all the time. Me tell him no. He do it anyway. Me move his hands. He do it anyway. Me cry. Me cry a lot because me really love boy. And me don't understand why he do this to me, but me think it's okay. Boy put his hands on me. Boy continue to say mean things about me. Boy mom and dad say mean things about me. But me don't know what to do. Another year goes by. Me leave boy. Me really sad because me really love boy, but me have to leave boy. Because boys start fat shaming me in front of family. Me K family no like that. Because me cry on my 16th birthday because boy tell me that he don't want to be there and that he wish he would have hung out with his friends. Me really sad because me love boy and me want to be with boy. So me break up with boy and me call boy because boy freaking out. Me block boy on everything. But boy make new accounts. Boy try to follow me. Me finally call boy. Tell boy leave me alone. Boy tell me he's using drugs. He's going to himself if I don't get back together with him. Me scared. Me call boy mom. Boy mom, do nothing. She tell me leave him alone. Me block him. Me leave him alone. He continued to try to add me. Me block every account. Me no talk to boy. Me charge boy because me realize what boy did to me is wrong. Me sad because me went through all of this, and me had so much love for boy, but boy no love me. So me now going to court against boy, because me find out me not first girl boy did this to. Boy did this to other girl too. Boy not nice. Boy evil. Boy continue to be evil. Boy taught me. Boy mom taught me. Boy dad taught me. Boy dad. Boy dad. But me stupid. Me was very stupid. So me stay for a long time. But me finally leave. And me no talk to boy ever again. Fuck boy.